Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the BSGL. Today, it is time for month 2 highlights, pretty much just November, but we will get a little bit into December as well, as we've got some box scores to go through here at the beginning. We, of course, did the Shift and Apollos game in prime time, so if you missed that, be sure to check that out. That should be uploaded. Well, it's definitely uploaded by the time this video is going up. That was a nice game, good win for the Apollos, so check that out if you have not seen it, as we will now go through the box scores on the week, so we did not do it in that video. The Bulldogs defeated the White Whales at home 102-121. Chuck Armstrong led the way for the Bulldogs, 38 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, no turnovers, and he hit 6 threes, 22 for Jelly Harper, 16 for Beretta, 15 for Massenberg, and 14 for Gabriel Irvin, who has been picked up. He was the center that was a free agent. He played for Houston last season, obviously had a nice little season for himself, and he is now back in a Bulldogs uniform. As Mason Boyd led the White Whales with 29 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals. Nice game from him. 20 for Del Negro, 11 points for Dion Jones, 11 for Jalen Suggs, and then 10 for the rookie Moses Moon. He had 5 rebounds as well, as Hefflinger is still really struggling this season, shooting the ball at 20%, 4 points per game, 14 rebounds, my bad. I mean, the rebounds are nice, but those points definitely could be increased, especially with a player of his scoring caliber. As the Sting defeated the Cougars for their first win of the season in Charlotte, the Cougars are, of course, still... Oh, never mind, he's back. He's back. Akibono's back, thank God. But they do still lose this game. Cambridge had 23 points, 5 rebounds. Akibono Shing with 20 points and 16 rebounds. 18 points for Kabar Kappa, and then not a whole lot else. 8 points for the rookie Russell Flynn, as he was just 2 of 8. For the Sting, Brian Williams had a triple-double, 17 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, as they had a nice team effort. Villa had 17, Richardson 16, Roach and Quigley both 13, Lyons 12, and Carson 11, and Clark even grabbed 14 rebounds. As then the Wranglers went to Chicago to play the Enforcers. They lose this one by 14, as Mosley McAfee led the way in scoring for the Enforcers, 25 points, 21, 8, and 5 for Stephen Morris, 17 for Sanders. The rookie Louis Keller, the big center out of Switzerland, had 15 points, 12, 5, and 6 for Will Truss, 12 for O'Gallagher, and 10 and 11 for Hawkins, 10 for Lavender as well. So everybody that scored was in double figures for the Enforcers. For the Wranglers, Lamar Shelton had 26 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. They are without Lamar Outlaw, their second scoring option and their second best player, as he is hurt. He should be back sometime soon, though. Porter had 15 for Mobley, 14 for White, and 13 for Ruff and Pratt. As we go to the 10th, the Knights take a hard 28-point L in Oklahoma City to the Bison. Lu Feng led the way for the Bison, 22 points, 21 for Bates, 16 for Wright, 15 for Carter, 14 for Strawberry, 12 for Ahern, and 10 for Davis Reitzel. A huge team performance there for the Bison. For the Knights, Ivan Heinsohn had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 18 for Martinez, 16 for Bohannon, and 10 for the rookie Beefy Beefcake. He was only 2 of 11, 9 for Tillman, and Zigaranovich had 6 points and 14 assists, but was 1 of 8 from the floor. As then in the next day, the Goblins have fallen all the way to 0-3 as they take an L into Oakland to the Townhawks. As leading the way for the Townhawks this game was their rookie small forward, Galifianakis out of Dartmouth, so far having a pretty solid season. He dropped 22 points in this game. That is his career high, because he's only played 5 games. 21 for Harrington, 13 for Somerton, 13 for Takashiki, 11 for Green, 11 and 10 for Kellogg, as Xander Myers was all the way down here at the bottom of the box score. Only had 4 points in 40 minutes, but grabbed 13 rebounds and 11 assists, so I guess he can't complain with the double-double. Wade Cage leads the way for the Goblins with 24 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and was 10 of 14 shooting, 19 and 16 for Jamison, 16 for Red, and 11 for Abdulaziz, as Whitney had 9 points, 11 rebounds, just a point away from a double-double. Nothing on the 11th, so then going into the next day, the Cougars beat the Pioneers by 21 points in Charlotte. Akibono Sheng, 21 points, 18 rebounds, 2 assists, close to a triple-double, 19 for Kabar Kappa, 15 for the rookie Russell Flynn, 13 for Ming, 13 and 10 for Adams, a nice double-double, and then 12 for Carvaccio. As Cunningham led the way again for the Pioneers, 18 points, 9 assists, 18 for Douglas, 15 for Hickson, 14, 10, and 8 for Denzel Spears on a bad game from him, and then 10 from Youngman. As the Titans defeated the Townhawks yet again, Townhawks all the way to 1-4. They defeat them 138-122 as the Titans are all the way up to 3-0. Galifianakis led the way for the Townhawks yet again, this time with 23 points, which is another season high as he breaks his 22-point record. 21, 9, and 11 for Xander Myers. A nice game from him, just a rebound away from a triple-double. 19 for Green, 15 for Kellogg, 13 for Harrington, 11 for Winters, and 10 for Somerton. But the Titans did defeat them, 32 points and 18 rebounds and 7 assists, all for Doug White, continuing to feast. 29 and 8 for Figueroa, 22 for Carpenter, 16, 5 and 6 for Green, and 12 for Moncrief. As the Brigade have worked all the way to 3-0, they defeat the Orlando Apollos in Orlando. For the Apollos, Hayden Oakley was the leading scorer with 23 points, just 5 rebounds, 18 for Brown, 18 for Appling, 16 and 6 for the rookie Carson Gaines, 20 for RJ Blue, or not 20, 10 for RJ Blue. As for the Brigade, DeJuan Jones all the way with 26 points, 15 rebounds, 24. This is Stan Manning. I thought it was Sean. 17 for McKenneth, 14 for Woodard, and then Baldwin and the rookie Lou Yee both had 8 points. As then on today, the Flamingos take an L to the Enforcers in Chicago, a 9-point loss, as they have fallen to 1-2. Will Tress led the way with 24 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. You've got to wonder how a guy of his size grabbed 10 rebounds, but I guess he's scrappy in there. 22 for Sanders, 16 for the rookie Louis Keller, 11 for Mosley McAfee, 10 for Hawkins and Lavender, as Sean Morris was all the way down here with just 9 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and was only 3 of 11 as Achille Antonov, another triple-double for the big man, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 20 for TJ Stackhouse, 16 for Jordan, and 8 and 10 for Strawberry, as we already went through that box score. Went through that box score in primetime, so there's no need to go through that one again, as now we need to simulate this game because we will be doing the Moose and Wolfpack for this week, so let's go ahead and simulate that game. So also, if you did miss primetime, we have had our first trade ever in league history, as Nicholas Little was traded to the Hustlers, Nicholas Little to the Hustlers and Hugh Hamilton to the Shift. They have traded small forwards. Both of them are pretty well the same overall, so not a huge change for anybody, but that is nice to see some trading going around. It's nice to know that it is even possible. As now let's check out the box score on this game. The Blaze defeat the Wranglers by 18 points. The Wranglers fall to 2-3 as the Blaze get their first win of the season on the road. White with 22 for the Wranglers, Shelton with 20 and 12, 19 for Hammonds, 11 for Witherspoon, and Lambert, as they are definitely missing Lamar Outlaw, as BJ Riley led the way for the Blaze, 29.6 rebounds, 12 assists, 27 for Richmond, 17 for Johnson, 12 for Copeland, and 12 and 17 for Pittsnoggle, as we will now go into our first game of the highlight reel. So for our first game, we are headed out to Milwaukee to watch the Minnesota Moose take on the Milwaukee Wolfpack as Cartwright comes up with the tip, and the Wolfpack will start with the ball. Here's 4-4. Hamlin, top of the key, nails the 3 for the Moose to put them up 7-4 with 4 minutes to go in the first. Now 3 minutes left. Here's Gilbert driving in, going inside to Banks. No good, but Farmer's there to clean it up as he puts it in, the big slam. Here's Gilbert out tied for 3 on the wing. He knocks it down. I see the big man hitting the jumper. 12-10. Here's Holmes. How about his 3? That one won't fall, but side Gilbert a rebound, and then offensive little put back there. Nice second chance points for Gilbert. They're up 14-10 now, as there's a 3 in the corner from the Wolfpack as they respond with a 3 of their own to the Moose's 3-point barrage. Cy Gilbert working his way inside again, just bully balling his way inside, misses his first shot, gets his own rebound, gets fouled and the free throw, as I cannot talk right now. 19-15 now. Another inside pass to Gilbert. It's to Leo Preston on the pass, the rookie. Moose lead by 8. Here's Smith going inside, and a little too much on that layup as Cartwright comes up with the putback slam. 8-point game. How about Kermit Leonard for 3? No good. Cartwright the putback, no good, but a second one goes in. A huge slam there for Cartwright as he tried to put it back twice and finally got it to go. As here's Smith inside, kind of getting pushed around in there, but he puts it up left-handed, and it's good. Now to a 3-point game. Here's Smith again, as he's going to go over to Anderson, top of the key, who knocks it down. We're all tied up at 28 with a minute to go in the half now, into the second half. Here is Banks looking around. He's going to drive in, go up, and one over Cartwright. He knocks down the free throw to make it 33-32. 1-point Moose lead. Here's Benningfield, step back, gets Cartwright up in the air. He whips it out to Hanlon for another 3. Knocks it down. The Moose are knocking 3 balls down left and right. They now have a 6-point lead in the third. So here's an inside pass to Smith, who punches it down with the left hand. 48-48 now with 2:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Cy Gilbert, easy fadeaway jumper. 50-48 now. Here's Alan Smith, mid-range jumper over Banks, got it to fall. 50-50. Minute 45 to go in the game. Moose lead by 2. Here's Gilbert coming down the lane. He's going to go up and put it in. 4-point lead for the Moose with a minute 18 to go. Here's Benningfield inside to Gilbert, who puts it up and in. Smith almost had the block from behind, as it's still a 4-point game. Benningfield again, this time in the mid-range. No good, but Farmer's there for the putback slam. 60-54. Funderburk inside to Smith. He goes up, no good. Tips it up. Cartwright comes up with it. He puts up one, no good. Allen Smith, another rebound. Goes up, another miss, but another offensive rebound. He finally goes out to Funderburk. His three is good. So with 19 seconds left, it is a 3-point game. They will foul Cy Gilbert, who knocks down his first one to make it a 4-point game. Second one, also good. 5-point game as the Wolfpack can waste no time. Funderburk goes inside up against Farmer. Now just kind of looking around, getting double teamed. He's going to lob for Leonard, and he got it. So with 6 seconds left, it is a 3-point game. Cy Gilbert knocks them both down again to put it back up to a 5-point game. So the Wolfpack just going to have to get a heave here at the end of the game, just kind of to make it look more respectable, but it will be a 5-point win here for the Moose in Milwaukee. So here we are checking out the box scores on the game. The Moose do defeat the Wolfpack 110-101. Funderburk had 27 points, 7 assists, led the way for the Wolfpack. 20 for Kermit Leonard, 16 for Anderson, 10 for Allen Smith as he was only 5 of 21, and then 10 and 23 for Cartwright and 10 for Witherspoon. As for the Moose, Cy Gilbert had a 51-point game with 24 rebounds, a huge game for him. Hit 15 free throws, and then Rakeem Hanlon had 16, 12 for Banks, 12 and 23 for Farmer, and the rookie down here was 0 of 3 and just had 3 points, so definitely not a great game from him, as poor Luigi still hasn't gotten in a game. One of these days, buddy, I swear. And then going to the next day, the Bulldogs lost to the Cougars by 12 points. Cougars are now up to 4-1. Akibono Shane with 21 points, 19 rebounds, 20 for Cambridge, 19 for Adams, 15 for Kabar Kappa, 12 more for the rookie Russell Flynn, and then 9 for Ming and Snow. And then for the Bulldogs, Trent Beretta had 34 points, 6 rebounds. A nice game, especially against a center like Akibono Shang. 24 and 11 for Armstrong, 16 for Jelly Harper, and 13 for Gabriel Irvin, the point guard or the center that they picked up out of free agency. As the Skyliners lose yet another game, they lose at San Antonio. As the Brigade are now 4-0. 19 points for Baldwin, 17 and 18 with 7 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks for DeJuan Jones. 17 for Manning, 15 for Maravich, 12 for McKenneth and Woodard, and Lou Yee, the rookie, put in 6, as Jean Francis had 24 points, 22 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Dambrowskos had 19, Davis 18. Jim Halpert put in a nice 17-point game. He had a horrible game in month 1 highlights. We saw that one. And then 13 for reigning 6th man of the year, Ruben Solomon. As then on the 15th, we had nothing. So on the 16th, the Knights beat the Sting by 28 points in Sacramento, 19, 14, and 7 for Brian Williams, 11 for Richards. Then nobody else was even in double figures for the Sting. As for the Knights, Bohannon led the way with 23 points, 21 and 10, and 9 for Ivan Heinsohn. A nice game from him with no turnovers. 14 and 10 for Zigaranovich, and 10 for the rookie Beefy Beefcakes. Nice stuff. As then the White Whales took a 9-point L in Baltimore to the Hustlers, as they did have the worst offense in the league last year, and it showed as they only scored 78 points in this game. Natchbar led the way for the Hustlers with 19 points. Little also with 19. Maybe his first game, and yeah, definitely his first game in a Baltimore jersey is a nice game. He was the one that got traded from Indianapolis. 11 and 19 for Rob Duncan. He was just 3 of 12. 10 for Abdul Wahad. 10 for the rookie point guard Will Kendrick. As then for the White Whales, Guerrero led the way with 18 points, 17, 7 and 4 for MB, 9 and 8 from the rookie Moses Moon. And not a whole lot going on for anybody else. Gus Hefflinger with 6 points, 9 rebounds, and his shooting percentage somehow continues to get worse. He's now 1 of 10 and shooting 21% on the year. As then the Cougars defeat the Wolfpack in the next day. They defeat them by 9 in Milwaukee. Shackelford leads the way for the Wolfpack. 20 points, 18 for Funderburk, 18 for Anderson, 16 for Allen Smith, 13 for Hayton, 10 for Kermit Leonard, and 8 and 11 for Cartwright. Akibono Shang led the way for the Cougars, 32 points, 10 rebounds, 17 for Cambridge, 13 for Hurt, 12 for Snow, and 11 for Kabar Kappa and Carvacho. The rookie Russell Flynn had 8 points. As then the Enforcers barely beat the Townhawks in Oakland, but they do win, a win nonetheless, by 2 points, 107-105. Is Williams Jr., Zaire Williams Jr., I think that's Zaire, that looks like something different, had 20 points for the Townhawks. Harrington had 15, 14, 15, and 10 for Xander Myers. That's a triple-double. Somerton had 13, 12 for Takashiki, 11 and 10 for Kellogg. As Galifianakis down here, the rookie, had 7 points and was 1 of 11 from downtown. That's definitely not what you want to see. As then for the Enforcers, Louis Keller led the way in scoring, the rookie center, with 19 points, 3 rebounds, no turnovers. 15 and 6 for Will Trust, 15, 8 and 7, and 5 blocks and 3 steals for Stephen Morris, stat sheet stuffer. 13 for Hawkins, 12 for Lavender and Mosley McAfee, and then 11 for Sanders. As then on the 18th, we had nothing, and on the 19th, the Hilltoppers lose yet another game, this time by 18 to the reigning champs, the Indianapolis Shift in Indy. Jerry Foster led the way for the shift, 24 points, 18 for Haley, as he got nothing but buckets. 12 and 7 rebounds for Coleman, 12 for Hamilton, 12 for Cousins, as James Long is kind of having a Season 2 slump here. He had just 8 points in the win, 17 points for Parker Puff, 12 and 14 for Sullivan, 12 for Aycock, 8 and 10 for Bone, and then 8 for Hollenkorn, and 6 and 10 for Leto. As the Enforcers win yet another game, this time they go to Anaheim, who had the best record in the league last year, as they're off to a 2-3 start, which is definitely not great. Enforcers do win by 3. Rich Mack with a 55-point game as they lost in overtime. 17 rebounds, 23, 11, and 14 for Kenny Dimes. That's a triple-double. Not the production they're used to getting out of Rogers with just 11 points, 12 rebounds, but still they were the only 3 in double digits. Tinkle had 9 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists, so that's still a double-double even without the points. 25 points and 16 assists for Will Trust, a nice game from him. 23 for Stephen Morris, and 21 for Louis Keller. I said when he got drafted that this team was going to be a problem, and so far it's proving to be true. He's averaging 15 points, and they're out to a 5-1 record here, as Mosley McAfee also had 15 and Gallagher had 13. So then on the next day, the White Whales pick up their first win, a 19-point win against the Cobras, and current scoring champion Evan Stone. So that's a nice win for the Cobras, or for the White Whales. 19 points for Mason Boyd with 6 rebounds, 8 assists, a nice game from him. 8 of 10 shooting. 14 for Jones, 13 for Guerrero, 12 for Del Negro, 12 points, 9 rebounds for Moses Moon, 12 and 8 for Butterfield, and then 9 and 7 for Hefflinger, as he actually shot the ball, above 20% tonight, but still not at a great clip. As for the Cobras, Evan Stone had 27 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and Kane had 17, Dyson with 14, Big E with 9. The rookie Ernie Steele also had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. As we go to the 20th, the Buzz fall to the Legends in Atlanta by 10 points. Reggie George leads the way for the Legends, 22 points, 22 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 blocks. Taylor behind him with 18, Marks behind him with 17, Adair had 13, and Barros with 11, as their rookie Simpson had 6 points, 9 rebounds, and was 1 of 9 from the floor. Definitely not what you want to see. As for the Buzz, DeAndre Johnson led the way, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 17 for Wagner and Warley Tolbert, 15 for Astopkovich, I always say it slow, 7 for Ryder and Bohannon, as the Big Show is down here with 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, just 2 of 8 from the floor, though not a great game for him. As then on the 21st, the Moose defeat the current champions in Indianapolis by 4 points. Moose looking really, really good this year at 4-1. Foster had 18 points, 12 rebounds, 17 and 10 for Coleman, 17 for Town, 16 for Hamilton, 15 for Haley, and then 11 for Long and Cousins. As for the Moose, Farmer had 24 points, 26 rebounds, and 5 blocks. Pretty big game from him. 19 from Banks. He had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. 15 for Cy Gilbert, 14 for Hanlon, 11 for Love, and 10 from Benningfield, as the rookie Leo Preston had 9 points along with Holmes, but he was 2 of 6, which isn't great. As now that brings us into today, and we are going to be watching this game, so we've got a little bit of simming to do. So up here at the top of today, the White Whales went to Toronto and took an 18-point L to the Huskies. Bradley had 29 points, 7 rebounds, 12 assists, 5 steals, 3 blocks. Pretty big game from him. Boomshay with 17 and 10. Kenny Justice with 15. Aflalo with 13 and 9. And then the rookie, Chubbs Martin, had 11, 6, and 4. Nice game from him. As then for the White Whales, MB led the way again with 20 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 15, 5, and 2 for Hefflinger, as he actually shot the ball pretty well tonight. 15 for Butterfield, 11 for Guerrero, and Suggs, as the rookie down here, just had 4 points, 6 rebounds, and was 2 of 6. As then in the next game, the Goblins get their first win on the year. They defeat the Pandas at home by 21 points. Just the Pandas' first loss of the year. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and a block for Wade Cage. 27 points, 9 rebounds for Jamison. 13 points, 11 assists for Flowers. 13 and 9 for Red. 11 for Kareen, and then 10 for Whitney. As then for the Pandas, Midas Khan had 24 points, 7 rebounds, 12 assists, 15 for Majaba, 14 for Newman, 13 for Sunming, and 10 for Hayes. As then on the last game that we will go through on the box scores, the Wolfpack get their first win on the year against the Miami Flamingos. They win this one by 16 points. Alan Smith led the way for the Wolfpack, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 21 for Shackelford, 20 and 10 for Kermit Leonard, 14 for Funderburk, 13 for Cartwright, and 12 for Anderson, as I would almost be willing to put money on the fact that Achille Antonov got a triple-double. And he sure did. 32 points for Akili Antonov, 13 rebounds, 13 assists, 1 steal, and even got 3 blocks. A huge game from the MVP. 18 points for Stackhouse, 15 for Cauley Stein, 12 for Strawberry, 11 for Green, and then 10 for Jordan. As that will do it for these box scores, and we will head into the Buzz and the Predators. As a quick injury report before we get into the game, James Long for the Shift pinched a nerve in his back. He'll be out for a little while, and Jack Whiting-Raymond broke his right wrist, so they will both be out 4 to 6 weeks. That is not good for the Champions to lose 2 pretty key players like that, as we'll have to see how well they do without those 2 players, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye on them, as now we will head into the game. Second game of month number 2 is the Utah Buzz visiting the Houston Predators, as Buzz are already up 4-0, as here's Ostapkovich with a quick steal. He's headed at the rim past O'Gallagher Jr. as he goes up left-handed. And O'Gallagher Jr. fouls from behind, so we'll head to the line, and Ostapkovich knocks down the free throw. It's 10-2 here, Buzz early. As how about DeAndre Johnson with a little jelly layup to give his team a 10-point lead here early. Kevin Ball out to Price as the rookie Big Show collapsed a little too far, and he gives up a 3. So now 12-5. Here is, I didn't even see what that guy's name was, but he punches home a huge jam. As here he is again coming down the lane. Still don't know what his name is, this time with 2 hands to make it 12-9. Here's Walker Kimbrough going inside to Kevin Ball. Pull up in the mid-range. He knocks one down. And the Predators have roared back here now 16-11 as Willingham throws one down inside. This has been a game of runs. It's now 20-11 as how about Kevin Ball getting up for the slam. Look at the hops on the little man. So here's Worley Tarbert going inside. He's going to go up left-handed, and Kevin Ball fouls, and his free throw will make this back to a 10-point game. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Inside pass to Foster. Nice jam there. I don't even know if his name was Foster. I just kind of took a guess. As Dylan White, the rookie power forward out of Syracuse, of course, brother of Doug White. Mixed up Doug and brother and ended up with Duggar. Here's O'Gallagher Jr. for a slam. It's now 27-20. DeAndre Johnson driving around his man, easily putting it up left-handed. 29-20. As here comes 18 yet again down the lane. He knocks it down and misses the free throw, of course, because we did not show it. Kevin Ball inside for a floater. Easy money. Back to a 5-point game still in the first half. Here is Bohannon inside to Johnson, who punches it down with the left hand. Nice pass there from Bohannon. 3 seconds left in the half. Here's Johnson. Little mid-range fader. Got it to fall. Fading away. He's at the top of the key now. Second half, his team up 11. Inside to Big Show, who puts it in. 37-24. Now a 13-point lead for the Buzzes. Look at Big Show bullying Dandridge in there, and he flips it up and in. 15-point game now. Here is William Strong going strong at the rim and throwing it down with both hands. As here he is again inside pump fake out to Ryder, who puts it up for 3, and it's good. So a 20-point lead all of a sudden for the Buzz. Now down to 16. Back up to 18 off the reverse slam from Willingham. So here's Kevin Ball trying to get something done here for the Predators. Step back in the mid-range, gets it to fall, but they are still down 14 as Big Show again bully balling inside with less than 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's 56-40. As here's a steal by the Predators. Here's Kevin Ball coming the other way, and he got way up for that one and punches it home. Still a 12-point game as he finds O'Gallagher Jr. inside for another slam. So 56-46. Here's Dandridge inside. He gets an and one. So now down to a 7-point game off the free throw from Dandridge with 1:05 to go. Here's Johnson looking to put the game away as he drives right around a man. 58-49. Here's the Predators again, just trying to get maybe one last bucket, and that's a 3, and it falls. So all of a sudden it's a 6-point game with 14 seconds left. After some free throws, Predators need to do something here. As Dandridge just kind of sitting, he throws to Bellamy, who fires the 3, no good. And Key comes up with the rebound, as that will do it for this game. The Utah Buzz defeat the Houston Predators in Houston 60-52. So we do have a trade to announce. Ashton Dandridge and Skip Bellamy have been traded to the Pioneers for Claude Douglas and Vit Krejci, or whatever the heck that guy's name is. We will actually see Ashton Dandridge and Skip Bellamy play in this next game because we are watching the Pioneers and the Bison play. But first we got some box scores to go through. On November 22nd, we've got pretty much a whole week to go through as the Hustlers took an L to the Bisons in Oklahoma City, their first loss on the year. Bates had 30 points for the Bison, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 23 for Lu Fong, 22 for Strawberry, and then 15 for Ahern. Dwight Towers had 8 points, 12 rebounds. For the Hustlers, 22 points for Natch Bar, 16 for Perizich Jippy, 16 for Pittman, 14 for Little, 10 for Abdul Wahad, and 10 and 12 for Rob Duncan. and then 10 for Marcus Poole, who I had not heard of. The rookie Will Kendrick just had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. As then on the next day, the Pioneers absolutely the Brigade absolutely whomped the Pioneers by 49 points in Portland, as they are now 5-2. Billy Shaw led the way for the Pioneers, 18 points. Douglas also with 18. 14 for Cunningham and Spears, 13 for Miller. As then for the Brigade, 24 for Baldwin, 23 for Manning, 21, 19, and 7 for DeJuan Jones, 20 for Mirovich, 14 for McKenneth and Woodard, and then 13 for Lumpkin, as the rookie Liu Yi had 5 points. And then on the next day, the Townhawks took a 21-point L in Anaheim to the Royals. Kenny Dimes led the way for the Royals, 36 points, 13 rebounds, or 13 assists, 23 and 12 for Rich Mack, 22 for Weber, 19 for Rogers, and then 10 for Tinkle. Rookie Tim Tebow had 8 points, 4 assists. Carlton Harrington for the Townhawks had 32 points on just 21 minutes. A huge game from him. He had 7 threes, 20 and 17 for Myers, 19 for Takashiki, 15 points for the rookie Galifianakis, and 12 for Somerton. As then the Knights defeated the Moose by 19 points. They're now 3-3. Holmes was 17, Farmer 16, Benningfield 14, 13 for Hanlon, 12 for Love, 11 and 14 for Gilbert. Not a great game from him. And then 10 for Shammy Mix, as the rookie Leo Preston had 2 points. And then for the Knights, Ivan Heinsohn, 42 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. Huge game from him. 21 for Bohannon, 15 for Baxter, 13 and 10 for Zagaranovich, and 10 for Martin. As the rookie Beefy Beefcakes had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 0-3 from the floor. Not a great game from him, but he is a work in progress. The Huskies went to Atlanta to defeat the Legends by 14 points. 18 points, 17 rebounds for Reggie George with 3 blocks, but 6 turnovers, 16 for Taylor, 16 for Walker Kimbrough, 13 for Marks, and 10 and 7 for the rookie Darren Simpson. 18 for Raven for the Huskies, 17 for Justice, 13 for Jackson, 12 for Owen Bradley, and then 11 for Thornborn and Boomshay. And Chubbs Martin, the rookie, keeps scoring in double digits. He's averaging 11.5 per game, not too shabby from their backup point guard. As then the Goblins beat the Brigade in San Antonio by 8. Big win for the Goblins to knock off the Brigade like that. 20 and 10 for Jones, 19 for Lumpkin, 18 for Manning, 12 and 10 for Woodard. As Wade Cage had 20 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 15 for Flowers, 12 for Jameson, 11 for Red and Whitney, and then 10 for Kareen. As then the Wolfpack went to Chicago, took an 8-point L to the Enforcers. Enforcers now 6-1. Stephen Morris, 26 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 blocks. There's the Stephen Morris we all know and love. 22 and 18 for Will Trust, 21 for Mosley McAfee, 21, 4, and 5 for the rookie Louis Keller, even though he was 7 of 21 from the floor, and 10 and 16 for Hawkins. As for the Wolfpack, Alan Smith led the way with a triple-double, 24 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, 21 for Shackelford, 16 for Hayton, 15 for Funderburk, 11 for Anderson, 9 and 13 for Leonard, and 9 and 13 for Weatherspoon. As then on the 24th, the Hilltoppers lose yet again to the team that wiped them out of the playoffs, this time by 27 points. Kelly Antonov, another triple-double, 37 points, 19 rebounds, 13 assists. Huge game, 18 for Cauley Stein, 15 for Jordan, 12 for Stackhouse. As then for the Hilltoppers, Hollenkorn led the way, 22 points. Sullivan had 16 and 10, Leto 15, Bowen 10, and then Parker Puff had just 9 points, 7 rebounds, 12 assists on 3 of 15 shooting. Not a good game from him. On the 25th, they got their first win of the season after 6 straight losses. This one against the Legends, they won by 12 points. Reggie George led the way for the Legends again, 29 points, 19 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Pretty big game from him. 22 and 10 from Taylor, 11 from the rookie Simpson, 10 for Marks. As Parker Puff had 26, 5 and 6, 20 for Hollenkorn, 10 for Bowen and Leto, and then 10 and 12 for Aycock, and 10 more for Eastern. As in the next day, the Townhawks get their second win on the season. They beat Memphis in Memphis, as they, like I said, they won by 6, 121-14. Ivan Heinsohn, 33 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks on a great shooting numbers too, 7 of 9 from the 3. 21 for Wallace, 15 for Baxter, 10, 10, and 12 for Zagaranovich. That's a triple-double, and then 10 for Bohannon, as we're still not seeing a lot out of Beefy Beefcakes. He had no points in this game in 17 minutes. For the Townhawks, Xander Myers, 34 points, 19 rebounds, 7 assists. That's definitely winning numbers and what you want to see from Xander Myers. 22 for Takashiki, 18 for Galifianakis. Shot a lot better than what we're used to seeing there. A good game from him. 16 for Somerton and 10 for Harrington. So it looks like if all the right pieces perform here for the Townhawks, they can win games. Just got to happen night in and night out, as the Hustlers defeat the Cougars by 23 points in a battle of pretty much some of the best centers in the league, probably like 3 and 4, maybe 2 and 3. Little with 23 points, 22 for Natchbar, 17 and 21 for Rob Duncan, 12 and 9 for Pittman, 11 for Perisic Jippy, 10 for Reed. as the rookie Will Kendrick had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Not terrible, but definitely not great. Want to see those numbers increase as he plays more and more games. 25, 12, and 10 with 1 steal and 3 blocks for Akebono Shing. That is a great, great game. He even hit 2 threes, as that is a triple-double. 17 for Adams, 12 for Kabar Kappa, and then 11 for Cambridge and the rookie Russell Flynn, as they definitely need some more production out of the other pieces here besides Akebono. The Wolfpack defeat the Brigade by 18, as the Brigade kind of fell off, losing here to the Wolfpack. And who else? I don't even remember who else they lost to, but 20 for Woodard, 16 and for Marovich and Jones. Jones also with 13 rebounds, and then 10 for Lumpkin, 22 for Anderson, 14 for Cartwright and Funderburk. Cartwright also had 11 rebounds, 12 for Shackelford and Leonard, 13 rebounds for Leonard, and then Alan Smith was down here with 10 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists on 5 of 12. Not a bad game, but still want to see more. The Royals, last box score of the week, lose by 16 to the Titans, who scored 142 points. Freddie Figueroa led the way, 30 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 21, 17, and 6 for Doug White with 3 blocks. 19 for Green, 18 for Carpenter, 17 for Moncrief, 14 for Hardy, and then 10 for Manchin-Guana. And for the Royals, 40 points, 17 rebounds for Rich Mack on 17 and 19 shooting, but did have 6 turnovers, which is not great. 24 for Rogers, 16, 14, and 13 for Kenny Dimes. That's a triple-double. And then 10 for Van Breda-Kolf, as Tim Tebow was down here with a nice 7.6 assist game with 3 of 4 shooting, but they still pretty much got blown out, as now we will head into the Week 3 game. Week 3 is Oklahoma City Bison hosting the Portland Pioneers and their new acquisition, Dandridge, who we just saw in the last game. This is, of course, his first game in the, the green and light gold. I don't know what colors the Pioneers are. As here's Denzel Spears getting started with a layup, and then Ashton Dandridge, little tip in there, and that goes in. I don't really know who tipped that in, as Cade Cunningham drives down the lane. Pioneers up 10-2 early. Here's Lester Bates going at the rim. He's going to punch one down as well to make it back to a 6-point game. RJ Miller in the corner. So he gets a little, maybe not exactly a screen, but he uses Billy Shaw as a screen there to knock down the 3, as it's an 11-point game. Here's a Lou Fung driving on Cunningham. There's all sorts of crossovers behind the back, goes up and flips it in. Tough bucket there from Lou Fung. Is now into the second quarter. They're down 12. As here's Bates, the lob to Strawberry, who punches it home. RJ Miller now. Denzel Spears, top of the key. His 3, no good. Shaw, the rebound, then a ferocious jam as he punches it home. 10-point game. Lester Bates, how about a 3 knocked down off the screen from Towers? Back to a 7-point game. There's a man in the mid-range, no good. As Shaw, another slam dunk as he grabs the offensive rebound and puts it in. Bates down the lane again, another lob to Strawberry, as that lob connection is looking quite nice. Now a 14-point game, less than a minute to go in the third. Spears down the lane for another layup. 16-point game. Here's Lou Fung driving around Cade Cunningham yet again, showing off the speed as he puts it in. 16-point game now. Here's O'Hearn, the lob to Lou Fung as he brings it all the way down and punches it home. 49-35 as Miller goes to Spears for a deep 3, and he knocks it down. 52-37. Here's Davis Reitzel going inside to Towers with a big-time slam. So now a 12-point game with less than a minute to go, as there's another lob. This one to Strawberry, not from Bates this time, but still a ferocious jam nonetheless. How about another slam here from Towers? It's down to an 8-point game, but that is where it would stay, as the Portland Pioneers do win this game 54-46 on this nice little quick highlight reel. So here we are checking out the box score on the game. Pioneers defeat the Bison 93-79. Leading score for the Bison, Lester Bates at 24, 20 and 12 for Strawberry. 22 for Cunningham led the way for the Pioneers, 16 for Miller, 15 for Spears. We're going to try to speed through the box scores a little bit. Bulldogs beat the Blaze in Arizona 126-105. They're doing really well at the beginning of the season. 25 for BJ Riley, 19 for Richmond, 16 and 21 for Pittsnoggle. As for the Bulldogs, 31 for Chuck Armstrong, 27 for DJ Jelly Harper, and then 18 and 11 for Trent Beretta. Huskies defeat the Pandas 115-106. Midas Collin with 17 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, 16 for Ellington, 15 for Newman. And then for the Huskies, the rookie Chubbs Martin led the way with 25-17 for Raven and Leach, and then Bradley had 16, 8, and 10. Shift took an L in San Diego to the Sharks. They are missing a couple players due to injuries, 25 and 13 for Pope, 16 for Gildreth Butler, 15 for Ellis Jr., as then for the Shift, 31 and 21 for Cousins, huge game from him, 14 to 17 from the floor, 17 to 13 for Foster, and 10 for Haley, but they did lose. For the Brigade, they took a 12-point L in Houston to the Predators, 18 for Walker Kimbrough, 17 for Snyder, 13 for Kevin Ball, and No Gallagher Jr., 11 assists for Ball as well. As the Brigade, 27 for Manning, 18 for McKinnon, and 11 and 12 for Jones. As in the Bulldogs win yet another game, this time in Denver by 6, 25 and 12 for Jameson on 10 of 11 shooting, 24 for Wade Cage, 14 for Flowers. Chuck Armstrong had a 52-point performance, huge numbers over there from him, 23 for Beretta and 16 for Jelly Harper. Huskies went to Memphis and took a 86-112 L in Memphis, 33 for Ivan Heinsohn with 2 blocks, 2 steals, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 18 for Bohannon, 17 for Zagaranovich, and 16 for Wallace. As then for the Huskies, 21 for Justice, 14 for Martin, 13 for Thornburn, 11 for Bradley and Leach. As then the Shift went to Oakland to play the Townhawks and took a 15-point L. Not a great game from the reigning champs to lose to the Townhawks. 33 for Harrington, 27-21 for Myers, 14 for the rookie Gallup Galifianakis, 13 for Summerton, and then 10 for Green and Takashiki. For the Shift, Coleman led the way with 21, 15 for Haley, 14 for Cousins, 12 for Patrick, and 10 for Hamilton. The White Whales up to 3-4 now as they went to Orlando and got a win 123-107. Carson Gaines led the way for the Apollos, 25 points, 22 for Appling, and then 18 for Hayden Oakley. For the White Whales, Mason Boyd with a 24-point, 10 rebound, 10 assist game with a triple-double, 18 for O'Hay, and then 16 for Del Negro, as Butterfield had a nice 15-point, 14 rebound game. As then the Legends went to New York, and the Skyliners picked up their first win by 14 points. Solomon had 22 points, 20 and 16 for John Francis, 15 for Dambrauskas, 13 for Jim Halpert and Richards. As then for the Legends, Reggie George with 27 points, 21 rebounds, 15 for Marks, and then 11 for Barros and Simpson. On the 30th, Flamingos went to Denver and got a 6-point win against the Goblins, 25 and 10 for Wade Cage, 20 for Abdulaziz, 19 for Stevens, and 12 for Whitney. Keely Antonov had 25 points, 14 rebounds, 11 assists, 19 and 9 for Stackhouse, 16 for Hania Jordan, and then 14 for Greenwalt. As then the Huskies went to San Antonio and took a 20-point L to the Brigade, 17 and 15 for Jones, 17 for Baldwin, 14 for Woodard and the rookie Liu Yi. Katie Justice led the way for the Huskies with 21, 16 for Chebs Martin, and then 13 for Boomshay and Leach. As then the Pandas went to Chicago and destroyed the Enforcers, 26 and 7 for Will Trust, 19 and 6 for the rookie Louis Keller, and then 14 for Sanders. Stephen Morris down here with 10, 12 and 8. Newman led the way for the Pandas with 28 points, 21, 6 and 17 for Midas Khan, 19 for Majaba, and then 14 for Ellington and Domerkant. Alexander Walker had a 13-point, 11 rebound, 12 assist triple-double, so nice game from him. And then Houston had a double-double as well, so a huge game from all the Pandas there. As in the White Whales defeated the Titans at home for the Titans' first loss of the season. Mason Boyd, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 21 for Butterfield, 19 for Guerrero, and then 18 for Del Negro. As Doug White had 28 and 11, 23 for Green, 21 for Carpenter, 17 for Hardy, and then 11 for Manchin-Guana and Moncrief. The Knights went to Atlanta and took an L to the Legends by 24, 31 and 24 for Reggie George, 20 for Marks, 14 and 11 for Simpson, the rookie, nice double-double, 13 for Reddish. As then for the Knights, 18 and 10 for Ivan Heinsohn, 15 for Baxter, 13 and 10 for Bohannon, and then 12 for Zigaranovich. Yesterday, in game, the Blaze defeat the Buzz in Utah by 7 points for their second win, 44, 10 and 6 for DeAndre Johnson, 16, 7 and 10 for Apstopkovich, and then just 11 for Willingham. Not a whole lot going on for the Buzz there scoring-wise besides Johnson. 29 for Richmond, 27 for Riley, 18 for Alabaster. And then that will send us into our next game. As first we need to look at the transaction report. There has been a trade. The Moose send Udaka Azubuike and Adam Clark to the Townhawks for Javon Jackson and a 2021 second-round pick. So a interesting trade there because I doubt any of those guys will really be playing any significant minutes for either team. And so, I mean, the Moose ended up with a second-round pick out of it, but not really too many second-round picks were signed in this last draft. So it'll be interesting to see who they take with that pick, because let's go ahead and head into our game. For this last game, we head out to Detroit to watch the home Titans take on the visiting New Orleans Pandas. It says already 0-0. Midas Khan moves it up to Domerkant, who stops and pops a 3, and it's 3-0 Pandas just like that. And now here's Figueroa inside to Carpenter, who punches a nice two-handed jam. 5-6 now with 3 minutes to go in the first as Houston throws down a big slam, 7-8. How about the inside pass to Doug White, who punches it home. All sorts of highlights here already. 9-11, a deep 3, no good. Doug White, the rebound, little bounce pass into DeVecchi, who throws it down with the right hand. 11-15, here's Doug White just bullying Majaba for an easy 2 more. And now as the clock winds down in the first, Doug puts up something not quite at the horn as he gets it to fall. 6-point Titans lead as he's bullying Majaba again, goes around everybody and puts it in. A 10-point lead here for the Titans as he's got another post mismatch. This time goes to the hook, and it's just too easy for him in there. 14-point game. Here's the pass from Green. over to Doug White as he throws down another jam. 16-point game. Here he is again, this time going out to green, and he knocks down the three, gets the green on it. 17-38 with 104 left in the second as Midas Khan made it look easy there, slamming it with the right hand. Here's Figueroa getting the second half started with a jam for the Titans, as they are a high-flying team. 25-point game. How about the lob to Doug White? He punches one home. 27-point game. Figueroa out to green. How about another one? He is knocked down from out there. It is a 30-point game in the third. Here's Alexander Walker. He's getting stripped. Ellington comes up with the rebound. Not the rebound, the loose ball as he throws it up, and Midas Khan collects his rebound and punches it home. 25-57. A nice pass from Walker over to Newman, who shoots the three, knocks it down. 28-57. Another pass inside from Figueroa to Manchunguana. No good. Doug White, the rebound, and a huge slam as it is 28 now to 60. A 32-point lead for the Titans, now down to 30. Here's Figueroa throwing another lob to Doug White. What a high lob. This is a 31-point game and an absolute blowout here for the Titans as they beat the Pandas 45-76. Checking out the box score on the game, the Titans destroy the Pandas 77-130 in Detroit. A huge win for the Titans. 41 points, 31 rebounds, and 12 assists for Doug White with 3 blocks. A huge game from him. 14 for Hardy, 13 and 10 for Figueroa, and then 12 for Green, 10 for Carpenter. Then for Midas Khan, 21 points, 12 rebounds, not a bad game from him. 12 for Joven, and then 10 for Sung Ming. And in the next game, the Wolfpack defeat the Predators for just their second loss of the year, 108-83 in Houston as well. 21-9 for Kevin Ball with 4 steals, 14-11 for Snyder. As they're suffering a little bit there without Dandridge. As 22 points for Shackelford and Alan Smith, 20 for Anderson, and then 13 for Cartwright and Leonard, and they both had 13 rebounds. The Hilltoppers went to Sacramento to play the Sting and lost by 22. They're now 1-7. 23 points, 19 rebounds, 6 assists for Brian Williams, 22 points for Villa, 17 and 12 for Lions, 15 for Roach. Parker Puff had 25 and 5, 17 for Sullivan, 14 for Holland Corn. As then the Cougars went to San Diego and took a 29-point L to the Sharks. They're now 5-0, 26 for Ellis Jr., 20 and 15 for Pope, 20 for Randall Kikanovich, and then 17 for Narush, and 15 for Gilbert Butler, so a big team performance from the Sharks. 22 and 12 for Gabar Kappa, 16 points for Akibono Sheng, 15 for Adams, 10 for Garbacho, and 10 for Ming. As Russell Flynn, the rookie down here, was 2 of 10 with 6 points. The Legends went to the Goblins and took yet another L. The Goblins get another win. 30 points for Red, 22 for Whitney, 14 for Cage, and then 11 for Fisher. As for the Legends, 20 and 18 for Reggie George, 18 for Barrows, 15 for Marks, 11 and 11 for Taylor, and then 9 for Reddish. And Simpson was down here 1 for 5 with only 4 points. On the third, the Sting took an L to the Blaze. Blaze now up to 3-3. They started last year pretty shaky, and they started this year pretty shaky as well, but they're back to that 500 record with an 8-point win over the Sting. 32, 11, and 13 for BJ Riley. That's a triple-double. 17 for Johnson, 15 for Richmond. As then for the Sting, 21, 9, and 11 for Williams, 17 for Lions and Villa. The Town Hawks collect yet another win. They beat the Cougars by 40 in Oakland. Huge win. 21 for Somerton, 21, 14, and 10 for Xander Myers, 21 for Harrington, 17 for Takashiki. As the rookie Gallant Galifianakis just 1 of 8 with 5 points. For the Cougars, Adams with 22, Shang with 20 and 12, Kambar Kappa with 14, Ming 13, Cambridge 12, and Russell Flynn down there 0 for 8, 0 for 7 from downtown, 2 points, not great. As then the Bulldogs win yet again. They have a 9-point win over the Hustlers in Cincinnati. 26 for Armstrong, 22 for Beretta, 14 for Jelly Harper, and 13 and 10 for Massenburg. As Wu Chan finally got in the game and got 2 points. Nice job for Wu Chan. 22 for Little. The Hustlers trade acquisition. He did start the year in Indy. 16 and 16 for Duncan, 15 for Abdul Wahad, 12 for Natchbar, and their rookie point guard Will Kendrick, and 11 for Pittman. As in the Skyliners went to Memphis to play the Knights and got a 5-point win. They're now just 3 and 4. 16 and 12 for Heinsohn, 16 for Martinez, 14 for Zagar Ranovich, and then 13 for Baxter and Sloan. Beefcake had another 4-point performance. 21 points for Richards, 15 for Duhan, 14 and 20 for Jean Francis, 13 for Dambrauskas, and then 12 for Ruben Solomon, the 6th man of the year. Just 8 points for the first overall pick in Jim Halpert. Then on the 4th, the Bulldogs get a 1-point win in Detroit over the Titans. Doug White, 29 and 14, 19-4 and 14 for Figueroa, 14 for Carpenter and Green and Moncrief. As then for the Bulldogs, 23 and 13 for Trent Beretta, 22 for Massenberg, 20 for Poland Manvanga, and then 14 for Armstrong, as Irvin came down here with 9 points and 12 rebounds, even though he was just 3 of 14. 11 for the rookie Wuchan as well. As then the next game, the Legends go to Portland, take a 13-point L to the Pioneers, 36 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists for Cade Cunningham. Huge game, 22 for R.J. Miller, 16 for their trade acquisition Dandridge, 14, 7, and 10 for Spears. And then Shaw was down here with 8, 10, and 10. That's a double-double even without the points. 41 points for Reggie George, huge game from him with 15 rebounds. Marks, 18, a double-double for their rookie with 15 and 10, and then 14 for Taylor as well, but they still did lose. White Whales destroy the Goblins, 76-114. They're now 4-5. MB with 32 points, 12 rebounds. Big game from him. 19 for Del Negro, 15 for Guerrero as Hefflinger finally shot the ball well. 11 and 13 for him, 11 for Jones. And their rookie Moses Moon had 7 and 9. For the Goblins, 15 for Wade Cage, 13 for Stevens, and 12 for Red. Not a whole lot to harp on there from them. And then the Knights went to Orlando and took a 10-point L to the Apollos. They've been taking L's left and right here. 35 points, 14 rebounds for Hayden Oakley with 6 assists and 4 blocks and 2 steals. And then 29 for the rookie Carson Gaines with 8 assists. He was 11 and 19. Huge game from him as well. 14 for Appling as well. Big games from all those guys. 25 and 11 for Ivan Heinsohn. 21 for Martinez. 20 for Baxter. And then 12 and 8 for the rookie Beefcakes. That's a nice game from him. Nice to see him bounce back. Nothing on the 5th. So then we have the last day on the week. The Townhawks went to Minnesota and took an 8-point L to the Moose. Sal Gilbert with 21 and 17. Banks with 20. Love with 18. Holmes with 17. As the rookie down here, Preston, just had 6 points, but was 3 of 4. Farmer with a nice 10-rebound game, even though he was 3 of 15. 18 for Takashiki, 17 for Galifianakis, the rookie, 16 for Williams Jr., 12 for Summerton, and then just 10 and 12 for Xander Myers. Harrington also had 10. Goblins went to the Cobras and got a 4-point win in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's kind of having a little early year struggle here. Big E had 18, 17 for Pinkney, whatever the heck that guy's name is. He has not played a whole lot, but had 17 that game. 13 for Teague, 11 for Fisher, and 10 for Kane and Ernie Steele, the rookie. As I did forget that Evan Stone is actually out with a small minor injury just for a little while. Is it looking like, yeah, he has a bruised right knee. He's now day-to-day and healing. So we have a couple other injuries. Nothing too big. Grant Thornburn got hurt. I think we already went through that. And Jalen Wilson. Everybody else is pretty well playing, though. So we'll go back to that box where we're just looking at. For the Goblins, Abdulaziz led the way, 21 points, 17 for Wade Cage, 16 for Whitney, and 11 for Stevens, Kareen, and Quang. As then on the next day, Skyliners go to the White Whales and beat the White Whales by 16. 34 and 10 for MB, 19 for Del Negro, 14 for O'Hay and Jones, and then 13s for Hefflinger. Moses Moon even put in 10 as well. But John Francis had 29 and 14 with 7 assists, 24 for Dambrauskas, 17 for Davis, 15 for Solomon, 14 for Richards, and 10 for Westerman and Jim Halpert. And then the Knights went to Miami and beat the Flamingos and reigning MVP Achille Antonov 103-96. 20, 15, and 8 for Achille Antonov, 17 for Greenwall, 13 for Stackhouse. As then for the Knights, 32 and 13 for Ivan Heinsohn, 26 for Bohannon, and then 10 for Baxter and Sloan. Beefcakes was down here just 4 points, 9 rebounds. As that will send us into the next week, which of course we will not be doing in this video, as we can now look at our players of the week. Jerry Foster and Cy Gilbert won week 1. Owen Bradley, Rich Mack, Achille Antonov, Xander Myers, and Hayden Oakley and DeAndre Johnson. As I do think that's Xander Myers' first time winning a Player of the Week, so congrats to him. Player of the Month goes to Evan Stone and Rich Mack in the Western Conference. The Anaheim center, who was even their second option, maybe now moving up to first. Rookie of the Month for the East goes to Louis Keller, and West for Randall Big Dick Kakanovich. Nice to see the centers playing well. As now we can look at All-Star voting. We're already that late in the season. It's nice to see. Right now the captains would be Xander Myers, would be the captain of the front court for the just the captain of the team for the West, and then Reggie George for the East. Very, very interesting. A lot of familiar faces in there. Nobody really too crazy popping up. Rich Mack is 7th in the front court, even after playing that incredible month. But that is all the time we have for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, leave any predictions you have for the season down below, and if you want to submit a prospect, do that. Love you, bye.